Right, good evening and welcome to our Plexus Testimonial Tuesday. And this Tuesday is going to be a little different because I'm going to talk about what we learned from Leaders Retreat this past weekend. My name is Vicki Drobnes and I am a Diamond in Qualification, and that'll be a little something I'll share with y'all as we go through our presentation tonight. This is going to be mainly directed at ambassadors, but anybody who is thinking about the business, this would also be a great thing for, in order for you to watch. And so those of you who are ambassadors who are either online or watching this later, then please feel free to share this with anybody who is looking to become an ambassador, because it will explain some of the things that are coming up with Plexus. So before we get started, I'm going to share my screen so that we can, I put everything together in a PowerPoint so it makes it nice and easy for everybody to see. Let me see if I can get that going. Crystal, are you seeing a PowerPoint on there? Good. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is our Leaders Retreat recap. And here are some pictures that Plexus had sent out of the place where we stayed, which is the Gaylord National in what's called National Harbor, Maryland, just outside of DC. And yes, that is a great big Ferris wheel that we got on, and that is 180 feet tall, which the London Eye is made by the same company makes the London Eye, and the London Eye is 360 feet tall. This one was already tall enough, so I might have to think about that London Eye one if I ever want to get on that one. All right, so before we do anything, we need to go through and put this disclosure in. This presentation is brought to you by Independent Plexus Ambassadors and is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. The Independent Plexus Ambassadors and Plexus Worldwide do not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease and take no responsibility for the personal actions taken by any viewer. The earnings of Plexus Ambassadors are not necessarily representative of the income, if any, that an ambassador can or will earn through the Plexus Compensation Plan. The success of an ambassador depends on his or her skill set, work effort, and desire to succeed. All inspirational testimonies and tips should not be considered medical or financial advice and are not representative of Plexus Worldwide. They are tips, inspiration, and motivation to you based solely on the personal results or opinions of the participants. Now that we've gotten the technicalities out of the way, let's move on. Talking about Leaders Retreat, I'm going to kind of move the people over here to the side here. There were about 1,800 ambassadors who qualified, and so the room was filled because each ambassador was able to bring a guest. So we had about 3,000 people there. There's some pictures of the rooms. I got a chance to love meeting Deborah Lawson and Angie Thompson, who are both Plexus Diamonds, and getting a chance to sit and talk with them. And then down below, we had in the Gaylord National, they have a kind of like an indoor atrium, so it looks like you're outside, but you're not. And Kristen Abart came over and sat and talked with many of Charlotte's team that were there, just sharing some ideas. So we got some really good ideas to talk about. The place that we said was in, as I said, the Gaylord National and National Harbor. This is a shot of the harbor and the atrium that's there. They welcomed us there. There were banners everywhere talking about Plexus. I did not get a picture of this, but there was a fountain there that was actually pink. And so that was just amazing to be able to see that. Let's see, make sure everybody is muted. Okay. And down here, you can see with the harbor, of course, there are boats there. And then this is difficult to tell, I know, probably on the screen, but there is a sculpture there that looks like somebody's coming up out of the sand. It was really pretty cool looking. Of course, we were near Washington, D.C., and one of the things we got to do was to go take a tour that you could earn a special event, which was either a spa event, which you could go have like a facial or a massage, or you could go to take some tours. And my husband and I chose to do the Smithsonian tour, so I put a couple of pictures here of, we had the Washington Monument, the Air and Space Museum, which he had never seen. I had seen it before. There's our Capitol, and you can't really tell them. The Capitol has scaffolding all around it because they're doing some renovations to it, so it looked different than what you normally see. And then we went to the Museum of American history. And for those of you who remember All in the Family, that television comedy from the 70s, there are Archie and Edith Bunker's chairs that are there in the American History Museum. We were also treated, this was something brand new that they didn't do last year, but we were really surprised. We had a special private concert by the singer-songwriter Jewel. And not only did we have a concert from that, she also, she's got a new memoir coming out, and she told us a little bits about that. And she's got a strong story of persistence and going from being homeless and having living in her car to having that car stolen. She's just got a wonderful story of you just keep going for your dreams. And I think they told me she was 41, which I think she looks phenomenal for 41. I don't know. I didn't bother to check to see what her true age is, but to me, whenever looking at her, to me, she looked kind of like a teenager. So, but she was just very sweet and beautiful, beautiful singer. Some product updates. Now that's kind of the little previews. Now we're going to get into the meat of the subject, so to speak, of things that we were informed of. So product updates, there are 3 of them. Plexus X Factor is the vitamins, the B vitamins in the X Factor are not now methylated. And for some of you, you may not know what that means. What that means, this is huge. This is really huge. Number 1, it's going to come in a vegetable capsule. So those people who are concerned about the gelatin capsules or who are trying to keep kosher or vegan, this will be in a vegetable capsule. So that is going to be wonderful. The B12 and the folic acid need to be methylated because there are certain people, myself included, that have this little genetic anomaly called MTHFR, and please don't ask me to tell you what the nice long word is that it is, but there about 40% of the population has this little genetic anomaly and cannot take the standard B12 that's in vitamins or standard folic acid. And that has been in our X Factor, although some of our other products like the Fast Relief, the Nerve Health Support, and a couple of the other products have had the correct form of B12. So they have, we sent emails to people, or to Plexus, asking them to please consider making this a change, and they heard us. So that the fact that Plexus is that responsive, I was just totally, I mean, I was in tears. I literally was in tears because I was so excited because now I get to take X Factor. And all of these will be by October 29th, maybe before then. And I did look in the back office today, and the X Factor does not have a label. When you click on the label tab, it does not have that on there right now, which means that they are in the process of updating it. So it will be in there before too long. The vitamin E is also going to be sourced naturally in a different way. That was a concern of some other ambassadors as well. So our company listens to us, and I just love, love, love that. The next thing is the Fast Relief Nerve Health Support is going to be called Plexus Nerve. And it's going to be the same great formula, nothing else changed, just going to be called Nerve. And if you notice, it looks more like our Ease products, so that it is that lovely color of cobalt blue, but it will be called Nerve. So if you order it, you may get, once supplies run out of the Fast Relief Nerve Health Support, then they'll start shipping the Nerve. But it will be called Nerve from now on, which will be nice. It'll be a shorter title. All right, and then finally, one last thing about BioCleanse. BioCleanse is a fabulous product to help with cleansing your body, supporting collagen production, and then also providing some oxygenation. But for some people, they were concerned because it had grapefruit bioflavonoids. For some people on certain medications, that meant that they couldn't take it. And it usually had to do with like cardiac medication, something that had to do with the heart medications, so they were not able to take it. But by changing it to the orange peel bioflavonoids instead of the grapefruit, that opens up a whole lot of more customers who will be able to take it, and ambassadors too, because there were ambassadors who couldn't take it if they were on heart medications. So this is a big, big, big thing as well. Back office. Okay, the back office, I know, has been, for several of you, has been the bane of your existence. We got a chance to talk with the guy who is behind all of this, and he reassured us. He was really, really super wonderful about reassuring us that this was a necessary thing that we needed to do, and it was in the process. They were working around the clock to get these issues resolved. And he gave us a little story, which I'll share with you in just a moment. One of the reasons we wanted to know, okay, why do we need to do the back office? Plexus is taking over the world. We are looking into moving even more internationally than we have been. No dates on any of that yet, but definitely looking to be able to handle international clients. And in order to do that, we needed a more robust system than what we had. It is better to go ahead and do these changes now while we have about 300,000 ambassadors and probably almost an equal number of customers, than to wait until we have 1 million ambassadors and 1 million customers and then have to change and have all that information transferred over. Launches of these size are not meant to be easy. There's a lot of data to go, and it's a lot involved. As he said, some of the bumps that they hit were big, and he told this really cute story of him whenever he was like 15 years old, and he decided that it would be a good idea to borrow a friend's car, a little Civic station wagon from the 1970s, if any of you remember what those looked like, and decided that they had this kind of ravine that they could jump. So think almost like Evel Knievel style. They're going to jump the creek bed. And he said it sounded great. They felt like the car could handle it. And so he and his friends decided to do this. And again, think of this is 15-year-old boys. Not the best judgment. So they went, hit it, went over, no problems landing, kind of bottomed it out a little bit, but no damage to that. Until after they got over on the other side, they realized there was this curve that they were going to hit. And they hit the curb, and they busted a few tires, and they had some other issues with it. But the thing is that they thought they were going to make it, but then they found that there were some other little bumps they had not anticipated. And that is what happened with this, is that they had done a lot of the work and had done the trials on it with some data, but not the actual data. And then whenever they did this with the actual data, that's where they ran into some problems. But they are working tirelessly to get these things done. And I know I can tell from my side, it is running smoother than it has. There's complex data from multiple systems that are now going into 2 systems, and I've got a slide to talk about that to explain that a little bit. And this is because where we need to go from here. In order to be able to handle the volume that we see that's coming in, we needed to have a really robust system to do that. All right, so continuing on the back office update, I know you may not be able to tell what each of these little blocks are, but there were essentially 2 ambassador tools, this kind of cylinder here and then this box here, and then one that handled like commissions and inventory, another one that handled the business sites. And then you have this little finance cylinder, and then warehouse management, call center. And these were all separate, or not entities, but separate systems. And they didn't talk to each other very well. And what they had to do on some of these, they actually had to do manual reports and then upload them. And that's just not efficient. And if one thing gets left off, then it messes everything else up. So what they have now is they have 2 systems, one that's handling the ambassadors and they're dealing with the commission and the business sites, and then another system that handles the call tracking and shipping and other information here. And these 2 are talking to each other in real time. So if you do something in one side, it's showing up on the other side. So that makes it a lot better. But again, as I said, you got to take all of this and merge it into those 2. 2 features that you are going to love about the back office whenever we get everything taken care of. I don't believe this is live yet, but you will have the ability to send a voice message to your team. Say you have a new ambassador who joined, you will be able to record a voice message and send it to that person with like a welcome, so that you actually get to talk with them and they get to hear your voice. It makes it a little bit more personal. There'll be other things that you can do. You can set that up as a standard recording and just upload it, or you can do one that's personalized for each one. Same thing with being able to answer somebody's questions. Sometimes it's just easier to record something, like with the Messenger on Facebook, to record something and then share it versus having to go through and type it all out. This is also designed to, all of this is designed to work on a phone with a mobile app that will be coming up soon. So those of us who really live by our phones and don't use the computer so much anymore, that's going to be a tremendous asset. And then finally, just one of the, and these, like I said, these are just a couple of the things that they told us about, and I'm just sharing a couple of them with you right now. There will be a training library that's going to be a multimedia library that you can click on this little envelope over here. So let's say you have an ambassador who wants to know about the autoqual and how to set that. You can go over here and click on this little envelope here, click on it, type in the person's name and send it to them, and it sends them a link to the video that they can go ahead and watch and learn how to do this. So this is going to save, I mean, we've had great things that are diamonds and above, like Sonia and Kristen, that they've already done, put all this stuff together. This is going to be one thing that, so everybody's getting the same information, and that's going to be just wonderful. They also unveiled the mission statement and a few other things. So our Plexus culture, our mission is to enhance the health and happiness of those who support, promote, and use Plexus products. The Plexus promise, and I love this. As Plexus ambassadors and employees, building and maintaining positive relationships is one of our greatest responsibilities. The Plexus promise embodies our guiding principles of being trustworthy, honest, reliable, and responsible. When we apply these principles to our relationships in a way that emphasizes respect and creates a positive experience with every interaction, we set ourselves apart, and we really do. We are setting ourselves apart with how we are doing network marketing. Speaking of network marketing, our vision, network marketing is the greatest industry on earth. Our goal is to create and sustain a legacy company that gets it right. And a legacy company means this is something that you would have your grandchildren joining you in this business, and that it's going to continue on. Plexus is passionate about doing it the way it could be done, it should be done, but rarely is. We operate in a way our ambassadors, employees, and families will be proud of today, tomorrow, and in the future. Core values, we are one Plexus, we are accountable, we get the job done right, we empower others, we are one Plexus. All right, so we are one Plexus, we collaborate and work together as one team regardless of our role in the organization. We are service-oriented and we bring positive energy and we treat each other with value and respect, and that is something I have seen our team do very, very well, is that we are the one Plexus and we help each other out. We are accountable. We deliver on promises with a commitment to being transparent and honest. They are being very transparent and honest with us about all this stuff that's going on with the back office. They send out an email every evening letting us know where they are and what's going on. We get the job done right. We work to achieve individual and team goals by anticipating obstacles, planning, communicating, and executing. We meet our deadlines with the resources allocated and never compromise on ethical standards. And I've seen that with this back office. The little things that have happened is that whenever people have gotten an order and it wasn't right, they just tell them to keep it. Don't worry about shipping it back, because they are, as a way of compensating people for the problems they've had. We empower others. We support individual freedom to make decisions. We enable employees and ambassadors to change their lives in a positive way through personal and professional development. And there is a lot of that coming our way, which is a good segue into our training that we had with our VP of Ambassador Education, Marianne Luciano, and those of you who were at convention got a chance to meet her. There is a new starter kit that's going to be available in January. And that's really exciting. I've got a little preview of that. And then they are creating a training program for all levels of ambassadors. So everybody is going to get the same training, and that's going to be phenomenal. So some highlights from the training, this new success kit The leaders for Super Saturday, they were there at Leaders Retreat, and they received training on this. And Super Saturday will feature training on the new Success Kit. So the Super Saturday is January 9th. And we'll be in, for those of you who are local in Nashville, there will be one in Nashville, and I believe there's one within driving distance of most anywhere in the United States. And the Super Saturday attendees will receive a Success Kit for yourselves. Is included in the price of attendance, and then those will be going out to new ambassadors. So the only way that you'll be able to get one is to actually be at a Super Saturday training. So I encourage you to mark that date and plan to be there. The Success Kit is going to come in a little box like that, and it is the stuff that they've put together with it. This is the Plexus pink, and it's like somebody wrote Plexus in the slim powder, and they've used the products in each of the pages that are in here. Let's see, there will be a new ambassador communication plan. So when a new ambassador joins, there's going to be an email program that's set up to encourage and entice new ambassadors, that they'll get a series of 4 communications in their first 4 weeks to ensure that they feel well supported and empowered and confident that they made the right decision to join the Plexus family. Some of these will be written, some will be video, some will be from Tarl, Alec, and Marianne, and there'll be some specific guidelines into doing income-producing activity. And then there'll be some information on training. The goal is to make these personalized and based on activity. So there may be one that will go to somebody who maybe hasn't ordered yet, and then another one who's had a couple of ambassadors join. So it's going to be personalized to what they're going through, which I think is just super cool. Contents of the Success Kit. This I love. They will be getting an explanation of the compensation plan, a booklet that tells some guides as to how to go to different ranks called You Can Do It. You'll be getting thank you cards that you can send to your new customers, and I love that idea. And I hope that those thank you, they didn't specify, but I hope that those thank you cards will be available in the back office so that we can order those ourselves and be able to send them. And then they will also get this bracelet, and the bracelet is very much a unisex bracelet. It's silver, it's a brushed silver, and it has Plexus on it, and that will be something that you can be able to wear whenever you're out and about. And so somebody will say, oh, well, what's Plexus? It gives you another talking point, and I love, love, love that. So I'm excited to do that. That to me would be worth the Success Kit right there, because I think that's just really cool. Now, they have these wonderful new opportunity brochures, and we were able to get one to take with us. And this is where as I said, you see some different things that have the products involved in it. So I know you can't really tell too much on this, but this little one right here for page 1 is Mega X. It's like a bunch of Mega X's on there. And let's see, there's another one. Which one's this one? And then this one for 3 is a bunch of the blocks. So they've got this in here, and this is designed to be just to say short, like maybe 5 or 6 pages, to where you can go through and talk with somebody. It gives you talking points to go through and talk with someone about Plexus and the opportunity and how it works. And it's going to be very, very easy. It's also something that you could leave with someone and share the opportunity and make it very easy for them to understand. And just like if you're giving it to somebody and they want to discuss it with their spouse, it gives them something to be able to talk about it without somebody saying, well, we talked about Plexus and there's so much to know, but I don't remember. It's just going to give them a whole bunch of more information. So I love, love, love that. Our keynote speaker was Rita Davenport, and she is a motivational speaker, a comedian, very much the entertainer. We had a blast with her. We were all laughing. And she shared some great ideas that I just took the handful of ones that I have. I actually have about 2 pages on my Word document of ones, and I've got some key takeaways that I got from her. Your habits make you or break you. So these days, whatever you do is determined where you're going. You need to turn no into on to the next person. Just reverse those 2 little letters around and just move on to the next person. If you're not getting much out of this business, you need to look at how much you're putting into it because it is a reflection of that. When someone asks you what you do, reply, well, I hate to brag, but I sell Plexus, and be proud of what you do with that. I've seen some other people say, I don't like to boast. So you may see some of those popping up in Facebook ads, or not Facebook ads, but Facebook posts. When someone asks you what your level is, say, I'm in qualification for diamond, because every single one of us is. So if you notice, whenever I introduced myself today, that's what I said, I'm in qualification for diamond, because that gives your mind the thought of you are going somewhere with this. You are not stuck at whatever level you are. You are going forward with this. So I'm in qualification for diamond, and I love that. You are being tested during slumps. And I know that we all have slumps. They happen. It's a natural, it's the ebb and flow of this business. But you're being tested to see how strong your commitment is to where you want to go. Break your own record. Don't look back. Pace yourself with the fastest runners. Find somebody and run with them. Go and model what you're doing, or follow what other leaders are modeling, and get involved and do things in order to bring your business forward. Every time you open your mouth, money flows in or out. There's power in the tongue. This is probably one of the worst, or the most powerful weapons that there is. And you can either speak life or speak death. So be aware of what you're saying to yourself as well as to what you're speaking. And I love this. She said that there are 2 rules to this business: never quit, and see rule 1. So just keep on going. And everybody's journey is going to be different. Things happen in a certain way. We don't always know the reason why, but we just keep on going. This is where we're going to go. Convention. They announce at Leaders Retreat, where convention is, just like at convention, they announce where Leaders Retreat. Convention this year is June 12th through the 16th, and that is a Sunday through a Thursday. So it's a little different than where it was like Thursday through Sunday last year, so a little different. And we are headed to Las Vegas. So we are really excited about that. I believe sometime in November you'll be able to go ahead and start purchasing early bird tickets for the convention. I highly encourage you to go ahead and do that to get your spot reserved. And I believe most of the time you can go ahead and start reserving your hotel rooms once they release those where they're going to be, because those will sell out quickly. We had probably 8,000 to 10,000 people in Phoenix. It's going to be even bigger with Vegas. All right, our next event is going to be Super Saturday, and that is going to be January 9th, 2016. And here are the cities where it's going to be. And like I mentioned, there's going to be one in Nashville. There's one in, there are going to be 3 in 3 of them in Canada, and then they're also going to have some in Australia and New Zealand. But I encourage you to get to one. Find the one that's closest to you and get to it. You will not regret Super Saturday, and that's going to be the way you're going to get your success kit, the starter kit. All right, let's see. All right, with Plexus, it's possible. I love this from Les Brown. It's just to say to yourself, it's possible. Say it every single day that it's possible, so that you can train your mind to think that things are going to work out, and that whatever you decide you want to do, it can happen. So from there, we'll have questions and answers, see if anybody has anything. So if you do have a question, please feel free to go ahead and unmute yourself, and I will do my best to answer or find out the answer for you. No questions? Okay. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you all at convention next year, the Super Saturday. If you are near Nashville, please look me up. We will definitely have fun with that one in Nashville. We've got several people around who are local, and so I think that's going to be great to be able to do that. But definitely go. Raise your hand if you went to it last year. Crystal, I think you went to Super Saturday. I don't know if Pauline did. I think Terry did. So I highly encourage you. It's 3 hours. It's not an all-day thing. but it's about 3 hours, and it is well worth it. You get a chance to meet a lot of people, hear some great training, and then also just, again, it just helps to reinforce your belief in this company by seeing how big and over the top that they do things in order to make things work so well for us. So if we have no questions, we will be back again next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, we will have some testimonies. I talked to several people at Leaders Retreat who have said, yes, they'd love to join our Zoom meetings. So I'm looking forward to having some new people on board to tell us all about their experiences with Plexus. So we'll just continue to do this on each Tuesday at 6:30 Central Time. So if there are no questions, I'm going to go ahead and close out. I want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. It's always great to see everybody's faces, and we will see you next Tuesday. So thank you, and go Plexus.